Good evening, students. So next, we are going to discuss about the subject. So 20IT502 web technology. So we are seeing about the lab experiments. So now we are going to see about the fifth experiment, that is write programs in Java to create three-tier applications using servlets for conducting any online exams. Uh, use for displaying student marks list. So like this we have different kinds of programs. So in second unit we have seen about css and client side programming. In third unit we are going to see about server side programming, that is how to use servlets and JSPs in that. So this is one of the experiment in that category. So we'll see the experiment. So this is the experiment. So write exam programs in Java to create three-tier applications using servlets for conducting online exams for displaying your student mark list. So you have to display the student mark list. So first, what is a three-tier architecture? Generally, we have different kinds of architecture in our programming part. So first part is a two-tier architecture. Next, it is three-tier and n-tier architecture is there. So recent years, whatever environment we are using in our internet, which comes under three-tier architecture. So because whatever the data we are requesting from the servers, it has to be processed by the architecture and the response back sent back to your client side. So first your browser, whatever the browser you are using, that is a Microsoft internet browser or whatever browser we are using, that browser will send your http request messages to the architecture, and in between we have some servers, that is a JSP server and whatever the servers in between that will connect your request from the web pages, and that request is forwarded to the database by using database connectivity. So what language you are using? So suppose we are using JSP pages, here JDBC will be there, and what different language you are using, that kind of languages will be there, and what request you are processed from the client side, that request will be processed in the database servers, and that result has been sent back to the sent back from the database to the server, what application server you are using in our architecture, that data will be sent back to your application server, and that data again displayed in the internet, that is web pages in our browsers. So this is the pattern we are using, that is this is one layer, this is one layer, and this is another one layer. So if you want to transmit your data from client to server and server to client, we have three different kind of steps, that is three major steps we are using. So that is called a three-tier architecture. So since example, I'm using some Java application in my mobile or laptop, I'm sending some request to the service. So I need some the information from my server point. So I'm using Java application. So I'm sending some messages to the database. So in between, what steps is happening? So I'm using Java application means I have to connect with my database. So directly it cannot be connected. We have certain steps. In between, we have some application servers. That is application interfaces is there, API. That is since I'm using Java application, we have to use Java JDBC connectivity. That JDBC connectivity will connect with the database of what we have created, and that request will be processed from JDBC particular database where the exact data is registered. Again, from here it is sending the database content to the database driver, and from there it connect to the API, what API we are using in intermediate, and from there it is connecting our data back to the Java applications. Okay, so this is the work we are happening. So normally we are going to create one small three-tier architecture using servlets for simple online exam conductions. Right. So this is your program. First, I have created index.html. In that, I have created online exam. Okay. So in that online exam, I'm going to have one web pages. That is, I have created username and password for login purpose. First, I'm going to create my login purpose. So generally, before you are going to exam, online exam, எழுதுறதுக்கு முன்னாடி we have to create some login pages. Okay, so for that, I have given some style and text element and center, and the heading is online portal. When this page will be a home page. So in home page, you will be having username and password. So you have to give some username and password, and you have to click the login button. So this I have created in form tag. As usual, we have seen form tags also. So this data has been submitted as index.html. So if I'm clicking the username password after login, what the data has to be processed to action equal to accept user.jsp. So after clicking username password, that information has to be forwarded to accept user.jsp. Okay, this file, the information has to be processed. So where we have written the code, say accept user .jsp. So this is the page we have written. So after suppose you are giving some username and password, that information will be get validated. So if you are entering correct username or password, so if you are entering correct username and password, and that information will be get validated. So here I'm giving count. So I am entering some username and password. After I'm clicking login, this action has to be performed. So what action? Accept user.jsp. So we have written one code. See, listen. Um, if I've got entered incorrect data, invalid credentials. So in case I'm entering the password is wrong or a username is wrong, I'm having that invalid credentials will be happening. In case I'm entering the valid username and password, I will get valid credentials. After that, it will take to the home page. So we have given the reference at exam client.html. So you are allowed to write exams. Click here to take online exam. If it is correct, username and password is correct, that web pages will take to you, direct to you. Click here to take online exams. This is exam client.html. So we are processing our data to exam client.html. So here I'm giving some online examinations, and we are assigning each question we are assigning 5 marks. So first we have given who is the father of our computer. So this is the question. I'm giving radio box button. So the user has to select any one value. After that, I am asking second question, third question, three questions we are asking. So each question has 3 marks. So we are giving answers also. The user has to select any one answer. Okay. After this, so whenever you are submitting, check your results will be get displayed. So after that, exam servers has to become. So whenever I'm clicking three answers, so, suppose I have who is the father of computer, I have clicked Charles Babbage. So you have to know whether the answer is correct or not. Uh, So after clicking action, so exam server page has been called. So example, I've given suppose I'm selecting the answer for Charles Babbage as this. Second question, I'm selecting this one as answer. Third question, I'm selecting this question as answer. After that, I'm clicking submit button. So it has to be validated. So after that, exam server page dot JSP will call. So your exam client dot HTML will call this page. So this page will be get open. So here we are validating our information. So what information has been given by the user. So this is will be get validated. So answer one, answer two, answer three. What user has clicked. This answer will be checked by the users. So for that we have created database. So that is select star from exam table. So what the information has been given by the user, it is stored in the table. That table information will be checked by the server exam server.jsp. Okay, so if already we have stored some answer, the user has selected some answer. If both is equal, then uh, marks will be added plus 5. So starting, we have selected one question, that is who is the father of our computer. Charles Babbage I have selected. In database also Charles Babbage will be there. So if it is both is equal, then mark equal to mark plus 5 is starting is mark is equal to 0, then first question mark is 5. Second question I'm selecting the answer is so Python was invented by Dennis Ritchie or Gaudio Du Vasan, David Ritchie and John. So the answer is Gaudio van Rossum. So if I'm selecting that, so defaultly table will have some answer. If both is validated and if it is same, the mark will be added by another 5. That already it is 5, now it be added as 10. Similarly, one by one it will come. So if it is if your mark is greater than 10, we are giving that your eligibility for next round. So since if your mark is low, you are not eligible for your next round, it will come. So like this we can have